What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman for Awesemo.com, and I am back with my NBA DFS contenders on FanDuel for Wednesday, May 5th. Now be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when this and all of our other content goes live. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman so you can get updates to these sim results as we get closer to lock. And finally, let me know in the comments section who is your favorite and least favorite of my contenders for today's slate. We are rounding out the bottom of my top 10 with Cole Anthony, Joel Embiid, Ja Morant, Joe Ingles, and Kevin Porter Jr. on the outside looking in. Who will be my favorites? My top 5 plays for today? It's time to find out. Coming in at number 5, we're going straight back to him. MARVIN Bagley, power forward eligible, 6,500, projected for 36. The goal is 43. He's in the optimal lineup 24% of the time. Now, we just did this with Sacramento yesterday, and I'm doing it again today. I assume Bagley plays 30 minutes or more. I've got him in for 32, 1.14 fantasy points per minute. Now, this is all assuming that Harrison Barnes does not play once again, or Chimezie Metu. 26% usage, 20 points, 9 boards, 2 assists, maybe a steal, maybe a block. Massive pace up spot here against Indiana. Indiana is the second fastest team in the league in my pace metric, only behind Washington. So this is actually a fantastic pace up spot for the Kings. He is not the last King you are going to see on this list, not even remotely close. But right now, Bagley at 6,500 at power forward, absolute no-brainer. Before we get to any more Kings, we got to pay up somewhere, and that's going to be at the power forward spot. $11,400 Giannis Antetokounmpo is up next, projected for 58.5. The goal is 62.5. He's in the optimal lineup 24% of the time. You know what you're getting here. 1.67 fantasy points per minute because, drumroll, but I actually hit the table. Trust me. That was also me making the drum noise. Anyway, they're taking on the Wizards, fastest team in the league. They gain 5.3 possessions over their average. This is as big of a pace-up spot as you're going to find. Giannis is projected for 31 real points, 11 boards, 6.5 assists, 2.7 stocks. I don't know what else to say. Giannis is the best pay-up option on the slate today. He's better than Russell Westbrook in this game. He does sort of the same thing. I don't mind the 11.4 price tag. Being able to face Washington is massive, and that is why I'm going to Giannis. Honestly, I didn't expect this one to happen, but power forward eligible Mo Wagner at 4,900 is my number 3 contender. He's projected for 29. The goal is 36.5. He's in the optimal lineup 25% of the time. Wagner's playing a ton. He's like the new power forward for the Magic, and there's no telling what they're going to do, but he got monster minutes the last time out, and I expect he does it again. 32 minutes, 0.9 fantasy points per minute, 17% usage, so he's not dominating the ball, but 13 and 7, 2.5 assists, 2 stocks. It's a pace neutral spot against Boston, and it's not really the best spot in the world, but what you're paying for here is opportunity. Orlando is walking wounded. They don't have a ton of bodies, and they don't have a ton of bodies in particular that can play the position that Mo Wagner is playing. I'm expecting him to continue to get these minutes until they get some of these guys back. So Mo Wagner at north of 30 minutes at a sub 5K price tag, yeah, he's going to be a top contender. This will unquestionably be the one that makes the least amount of sense, but shooting guard Terence Davis is my number 2 contender. He's 3,800, projected for 24.5. The goal's 32. He's in the optimal lineup 27% of the time. Davis played 30 minutes yesterday. I'm being a little bit pessimistic here, only giving him 27. That's 0.9 fantasy points per minute at 27 minutes. Neutral usage, 13 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal. But the benefit of that big-time pace-up matchup against Indiana, and a shooting guard position that really doesn't have any legitimate options today. So paying down for Davis at $300 above the minimum is a much easier there's not a ton of opportunity cost at shooting guard, so why not pay all the way down and use that savings at the other positions that have legitimate pay-up options? That's what I'm looking to do. Now, I think that there's upside in his minutes, but there's also some downside. They could just as easily go to more minutes to Mo Harkless or some of the other randos that exist on the Kings. But I think they like Terence Davis, and with no Tyrese Halliburton and no Fox, I think they're going to want his ball handling duty. So I am going to Terence Davis, my number 2 contender. Now, before we get to that number 1 contender, one last reminder, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and then hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Then, follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman. It's the only place that you can get the updates to my sim results as we get closer to lock. And finally, comment section underneath this video. I want your favorite contender, your least favorite contender, and the contender that you think should have made this list that didn't. As if there was any other choice here, point guard DELON WRIGHT is the #1 contender, and it's not even close. 49% of the time in the optimal. As you can see, Terence Davis was at 27. We're in a different ballpark. He's 5,200. He went for 60 fantasy points yesterday. 38 points is the goal. 38 points is the projection. 37.8 is the goal. So he gets there more than half the time. I've got him in for 34 minutes. Close to 1.1 fantasy points per minute, 19% usage, 15, 7, and 5, 2 steals, maybe a block. And again, the best matchup you could ask for right now outside of the Wizards in the Indiana Pacers, especially with no Miles Turner in at center. Don't overthink this one. He's going to be the most popular play. He's the first guy you put into every single cash lineup, and he should be. This is the unquestioned best play on the slate. I can't imagine it changes today. I don't know what would have to happen for it to change. DELON WRIGHT is the #1 contender today. Alrighty, folks, that will do it. Those are my NBA DFS contenders on FanDuel for Wednesday, May 5th. Process show is in the books. Go check that out. DK version of this video is around here somewhere. Strategy show with Lofty at 10 a.m. And then I will be on Live Before Lock tonight from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. with Greg Ehrenberg. So make sure you're tuning in there. Good luck tonight, everybody. I will see you guys all again tomorrow morning for another edition of the Contenders.